Hey everybody, real quick before we get into the news, I have some news. All right, so if you want to continue to see this gaming news stuff I do every week, it's going to be hosted at a new channel. I'm going to start using this channel just for my Let's Plays and stuff. All the other content like this is going to be happening over on my main channel, which should have popped up somewhere around here for you to click on and subscribe to. So again, this is the last Dagon Pack news that's going to actually show up on this channel. If you want to keep seeing it, you're going to have to go see it on the other channel. But I'm still doing it every week. It's just going to be over there. Anyway, let's get on with the news. Well, hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of Dagon Pack News. I've got this week's best gaming news stories for you. So without further ado, let's just dive right on into it. The Pope has been eaten! Crusader Kings 3 player Zach7062 has eaten the Pope. Yeah. So Zach started his game in the year 876 as a Norse ruler, and then he reformed the Norse religion to allow or encourage cannibalism. Okay. His dynasty worked on unifying the British Isles, capturing and sacrificing countless Catholics, causing the Pope to declare holy war on him. During the course of these holy wars, he sacked Rome and managed to capture the Pope. At which point the Pope was beheaded and served to the Norse dynasty leader for dinner. So the funny thing is, eating the Pope had a 20% chance of causing the leader to fall ill, which did occur, by the way. The leader nearly died from the illness, but he did eventually recover. This is definitely my favorite story of the week. Easily. The player reformed the Norse religion to include cannibalism just so he could eat the Pope, which might sound weird, but hell, Protestantism was invented just so that King Henry could get a divorce. So, I mean, you know, it's a thing. He unified the British Isles. You know, this is a really fun game, right? You can finally give the Brits a taste of their own medicine and put them under imperial rule for a change. The player captured the Pope and was given the option to behead and devour him, or burn him at the stake. I think I'd go for a happy medium, right? I wouldn't want him burnt at the stake, but like medium rare, all right? Raw Pope sounds disgusting, okay? I think this is the way they should swear in a new Pope, right? You can only become Pope after you have eaten the previous one. You know, I'm surprised more people don't eat their victims. You ever see true crime documentaries? They hide a body in a bin down by the road, but if you eat them, you'll be fine, right? The police aren't going to rummage through your poop to find the body. I'm just saying, chat. I'm just saying. I swear I haven't put a lot of thought behind this. Anyway. Didn't Jesus say his body was food like bread or something? Yep, Bavoria. Yep. Best storyline so far, I know, right? So the Pope wasn't eaten in the right way. Sad times. Yep. Well, the player did not eat the Pope's ass, unfortunately. So apparently, Baldurs Gate 3 will let you decide a streamer's dialogue choices. Crowd choice for Stadia and Twitch integration will both allow viewers to affect a streamer's next dialogue choice. Crowd choice will actually let you actively choose the next story path remotely during a YouTube live stream, whereas each dialogue option is assigned a number on Twitch, which is then subjected to a vote. From what I've read, presumably, the streamer can decide whether to abide or ignore the audience wishes, but that is entirely speculation and that might not actually be the case. Twitch viewers are also going to be able to view the streamer's inventory, character sheet, skills, and spells. Multiplayer dialogue works differently in Baldur's Gate 3 as well. How it works is if you're in a chat with an NPC, one of your party has the option of joining in. It sounds a bit like your companions interjecting, like how they did in The Outer Worlds, but except this is actually controlled by actual humans. Here they can also suggest what dialogue choices you should make, but they can also just roam around, pickpocket you, or just set fire to things. So, you know, maybe you want to pick your party mates wisely. Presumably, the streamer can then decide whether to abide or ignore their audience's wishes. So, like, what's the point in that then? Right? What's the point? So, if the audience can't actually choose, all they're basically doing is nagging the player. What a revelation! This new feature allowing you to nag your favorite streamer. You have no power. You're basically like the streamer's little brother, and they've given you a broken controller to play with. Nagging your favorite streamer. Who is your favorite streamer? Anyway, chat. It's me. It's me. The correct answer is me. It's Flight Simulator, chat. We've had a lot of Microsoft Flight Simulator stories lately. This one is really, really, really interesting, though. So, there is such thing as Twitch Plays Flight Simulator. Yeah, Twitch Plays Flight Simulator. It's the work of game developer Rami Ismail. I hope I am pronouncing that correctly. Who made it overnight and has been adding additional controls as required by the players in chat. So, Twitch playing games is not something new. You know, it's definitely been done before. Some other examples include Dark Souls and, of course, most famously, Pokemon. The interesting thing here, though, chat, is that Twitch chat actually managed a complete flight. Piloting a Boeing 787-10 Dreamliner as it took off from an airport in Slovakia, flew around for an hour, and then landed safely back at the same airport. They came in a little early on the landing, but otherwise were successful. They have managed to land the plane safely. Anyone can land a plane. It's the safely part that is the most important. I show video, but it's just an airplane landing. You know, it's not particularly interesting. Now, if it had crashed, I'd for sure be showing that. This is a really impressive feat, you know. With all those trolls on Twitch, you know, it must have been like trying to land a hijacked plane. You know, a plane hijacked by a racist, homophobic 12-year-old whose mommy won't buy him the latest and greatest game. Although they did actually do something worth showing y'all. So let's roll this clip. So look at this. Look at this. It's a barrel roll, chat, in a commercial airline. Uh-oh. Okay, this is apparently we are in a downward spiral. Uh-oh. There's water. We're getting awfully close to the water. Awfully close to the water. Chat. And saved. And saved. Twitch chat managed to do a barrel roll and spun out of control down towards the ground and fully recovered without crashing. Isn't that something, chat? And that's when all passengers on board lost consciousness. So we no longer need pilots. Yes! Yeah, Italo, we don't need pilots anymore. We're just gonna let Twitch chat fly us from point A to point B. What could possibly go wrong? In our next story, so Cheng Wang crunched some numbers after scraping Steam's website and calculated how much it would cost to buy everything from the store. Everything. Yes, every single item on Steam's store. And it's surprisingly not as big of a number as you might imagine. You could be the proud owner of every single thing on Steam for the low, low price of $538,000. Yes, for $538,000, you could own everything on Steam. This also counts applications, DLC, soundtracks, digital copies of art books, everything. Yeah. It's not nearly as expensive as I thought it would be. Although I am surprised to learn that the entire library costs almost as much as buying all the Sims expansion packs. That would be cool to download and own everything on Steam, you know? You need one hell of a hard drive though, you know? It might even need more space than my porn collection, but I doubt it. I'm sure in reality it would be even cheaper, right? Like, if you're gonna buy every single thing on Steam all at once, you'd think they'd give you some kind of a discount, right? Like, you know, economies of scale and all that, you know? You know, it's amazing. I've gone from, wow, that's cheaper than I thought, to, that's entirely too much. I demand a discount. In our next story, Chris Roberts says that Star Citizen gameplay is not a pipe dream. That is a direct quote from Chris Roberts. So apparently, last week, a Star Citizen player made a video about its atmospheric room system, right? This is like some simulation system that equalizes air and air pressure in a realistic way, which has been in the works for 4 years. Just this one system has been in the works for 4 years. The video expressed frustration with the amount of progress made. So, Cloud Imperium Games director Chris Roberts replied on the Star Citizen forum, saying that the systemic approach being taken would mean more emergent possibilities, but the downside of this approach is that it takes longer to see results as opposed to scripting actions, as you have to build the fundamental systems first and then have them interact with each other before the full extent of the gameplay becomes apparent. Roberts began philosophically saying, and I quote, "My biggest disappointment with modern internet discourse is that there's a significant amount of cynicism, especially in forum or Reddit debates, and a portion of people assume the worst. If a feature is missing, late, or buggy, it's because the company or the developer lied and or is incompetent, as opposed to the fact that it just took longer and more problems than the team thought it would when they originally set out to build it." He went on to say the Star Citizen's developers can be just as frustrated about how long things take, pointing out that, and I quote, "Management doesn't dictate timelines. We just set priorities for the teams, as there are always a lot more things to do at any one time than we have people to do them." In Robert's closing, this is my favorite part, chat. This is my favorite part. In Robert's closing, he notes that, and I quote, "I can promise you that the gameplay I described is not a pipe dream, nor will it take 10 to 20 years to deliver." So for those of you keeping track at home, we're on year 9 of development. You're kind of pretty close there, Roberts. Chris Roberts says he is disappointed at the amount of cynicism regarding the game. Oh yeah, because it's our fault, Chris. Yeah, us damn cynics with our wanting what we paid for and what was promised to us. Can we not just, like, fuck off, you know? And, you know, let him do whatever he wants with our money? Like, is that just too much to ask? Leave Chris Roberts alone! Let him have our $300 million and do whatever he wants! He's a human being! Yeah, this jackass here has $300 million people have given him to make a game, and still very, very, very little to show for it. Nvidia! I don't know how interested y'all are gonna be in this one, but like to me as a techie, this is like mind-blowing, all right? So Nvidia has announced it will acquire UK chip designer ARM Limited, worth $40 billion. The acquisition is still waiting regulatory approval, but it will see the Cambridge-based business transfer to Nvidia from SoftBank Group, who purchased ARM for $32 billion in 2016. ARM specializes in chips for smartphones, tablets, and handheld game consoles. Its processors power everything from Apple phones through to the Nintendo Switch. According to Nvidia's announcement, ARM's Cambridge headquarters will expand with a new AI-focused research and development center. In fact, the $40 billion acquisition seems to be heavily motivated by artificial intelligence development. Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang said, in the years ahead, trillions of computers running AI will create a new Internet of Things that is thousands of times larger than today's Internet of People. Our combination will create a company fabulously positioned for the age of AI. The proposed AI research facility will apparently support developments in healthcare, life sciences, robotics, self-driving cars, and other fields. One of them better be gaming, chat. One of them better be gaming. Listen, nobody's staying up all night playing life sciences with their friends, okay? Don't forget where you came from, Nvidia. But like, man, $40 billion? That's a lot. That's almost an arm and a leg. There are people who say that if this deal passes regulations, that companies like Samsung, Intel, and Apple would also have an interest and may start a bidding war. Yeah, that's right. Or you could call it an arms race. Okay, I'll stop. That was the last one, chat. That was the last one, okay? That's it for another episode of Dagon Pack News. If you liked this video, go ahead and hit those like and subscribe buttons. And if you feel so inclined, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought, please. I would be very appreciative of it. And if you have any news stories you'd like for me to cover next week, leave those in the comments as well, and I will have a look. So YouTube, has a Norse cannibal ever tried to eat your ass? Leave a comment down below telling us your story. Don't forget to ring Dagonmar's bell and strike that follow button to stay on top of your DPN. Have a great night. Thanks, Cubes. I appreciate that outro. Thank you. Have a good night. Bye-bye.